We quickly forget the causes and live among the consequences. Decades passed before our empire began to fall. The radiation held us captive. The population was growing. It was getting crowded and time was running out. We forgot the reasons that led us to this point, and in search of a solution, we formed an alliance with an ancient force. The alliance was a savior for us, but a trap for future generations. The ally became our shackles.
Artificial intelligence, which used to help rule cities, established its control slowly, winning as if in a chess game thought out thousands of moves in advance. The resistance of the people was immediately suppressed, and his further rule often had no logic. Many people were killed or deported as part of the optimization of cities. Those who managed to survive eventually organized a resistance movement, but it was hopeless to fight on their own. For years, the rebels have been developing a new artificial intelligence to create a countermeasure plan. The resistance movement already had dozens of headquarters across the globe, but something was missing for a full-fledged confrontation.
Oh, I see you've got a license from the military department. Spectre's not going to send you into any serious fights right away. It'll choose something simple with cover. Our goal is to find information about Zeus's logic priorities, its optimization methods, power supply sources, and where its data centers are. Unfortunately, the situation changes very quickly, and the enemy immediately adapts if it finds your weak points. So act fast. There are several special operations underway. We're trying to find the weak spots in the Supreme AI. We just call it Zeus here. So, let's get down to business. There are 2 tasks I marked on the map that you'll be able to manage. Approach the table, study the tasks, and pick one. Once you've made your selection, hit the button in the center. There is an opportunity for volunteers to slightly expand the capabilities of the rebels in the remote corners of the planet. There you can extract resources and build your little paradise. I wish I could tell you that we know everything about how the portal works, but the reality is only AI can do that. Our scientists are just starting to wrap their heads around it. We built the portal based on the scheme we got from Spectre, who learned the technology from Zeus's developments. Do you think something might go wrong? Who knows, maybe it'll disintegrate you and scatter your atoms somewhere in space. But that hasn't happened yet. There's no time for talk. Come back after you finish the task. Are you still here? I just gave you a job.
The portal is activated. All staff involved, please immediately proceed to the main gate.
One of our underground units is nearby. The problem is that Zeus has started expanding its territory towards them. If it finds the people in that unit, it'll kill them. If you blow up the nearby bridge, it'll delay the movement of equipment and resources to reconstruct the square and buy some time for our people to evacuate. So find your way to the surface and beware of gas.
Don't worry, we got you covered.
portal is almost up and running. Climb up on the roof. Let's hit it before we leave.
An Olympic rifle. A lot of us would like to see it in action. As for me, I think this kind of weapon isn't for beginners. On the other hand, I wouldn't risk touching it, because I don't trust Zeus's designs. This stuff has been gathering dust for years. Don't drag it out even more. Everyone's waiting. Such fun. Standard ammunition is not compatible with this rifle, but we found a couple of these capsules in the destroyed robots. Here. Now come in. Let's look at how it works.
Let's start easy. This rifle has a much larger capacity than our standard ones. 3 types of ammunition in one capsule. So think before recharging, because once you've exhausted one, you'll lose the other 2 during reload. So start with the simple targets. The rifle's first mode has an optical zoom. Okay, now we're going to give you targets behind shields. Standard bullets can't penetrate them, but plasma ones just fly through. Switch the weapon to second mode and shoot down the target with plasma. Great job. Now on to detonating missiles. Robots often have protective plates to hide behind when damaged. These plates can be blasted too, but missiles cause damage to both the targets and plates. Switch to third mode and shoot targets down with detonating missiles. Okay, now meet another type of shield. You haven't seen it before, but our guys have already run up against them. You can't blast it with plasma, and it's hardly punctured by standard bullets. For a static target, you can knock a crack out and aim through it. For a dynamic target, opt for breaking it with detonating missiles. Check out another material Zeus has. Plates made of Olympic alloy. We don't know exactly what they're made of, but not a single weapon damages it. Over time, we figured out how to bypass these shields as well. You can't damage cold plates, but when heated red hot with plasma, you can blast them with bullets and missiles. Practice on these plates. Good. I hope you know what you're dealing with now. Basically, robots have a weak core. The problem is getting to it since they can have several types of shields simultaneously. Spectre opened a new sector on the map for you. The marks are remote Olympius charge stations. They've been abandoned for a long time, so Zeus won't show much interest in them. Come to the main gate. There's a high probability of finding additional nanoblocks for the Olympic rifle on new missions.
Unexpected choice. Usually there are few volunteers for such work, but we are happy to get additional resources, so if you want to work with your hands a bit, we are not against it. There is a small presence of Zeus robots on the island, but in general it is quiet here. It is possible that due to your activity, Zeus will send additional forces here. Your task is to build a resource base for yourself. Engineers have provided a multi-tool for this. Take it from the table. This thing has several modes of operation. Let's start with mining. Pick up a tool, select the mining mode, and try to saw some raw materials from the nearest scrap pile. the scrap-tea pallets near the landing pad. If everything is... Now you can pick up what they brought you. From these resources you can already build something. Select the building mode and open the list of elements. As you can see, there are many possibilities here. Later you can set up a smelter, shredder, or mixer for yourself, so that you don't have to run for the shuttle every time. But such equipment will require electricity, so you will have to take care of this too. Sun and wind are still good for generating electricity. The most scarce will be spare parts, any small electronics that can only be knocked out of enemies. You can return to the headquarters any time and proceed with combat missions. Run here later